Princess has announced some changes, enhancements, and of course a price increase to their very popular Princess Plus and Princess Premier packages for cruises departing in 2026 and beyond. I've been touting the Princess packages as the best deal in the cruise industry for the past couple of years, but does it still hold up? My name's Andrew and welcome back to Tidal Horizons. We cover Princess cruises top to bottom on this channel, and today we're going to look specifically at Princess Plus and Princess Premier and see what's included and what's changed for sailing with Princess in 2026 and beyond. If you're new to cruising and just researching all-inclusive packages, you've never had the pleasure of seeing the enormous bill at the end of your cruise. I don't remember going there and drinking that. And are they sure they're right? How do I check? How do I fix it? Do I really have to go wait in line at guest services? For experienced cruisers, that has been our life on most cruise lines. The beverage packages on some cruise lines are so overpriced, you'd have to drink 6 or more alcoholic beverages per day just to get your money's worth. Then there are the gratuities or crew appreciation that we pay to our stateroom attendant and dining room staff. These have been automatically added to the bill for years now, but you still have to remember to budget for them. Finally, let's talk internet packages, multiple devices, kids and parents alike wanting to stream their favorite shows, stay in contact with home, or even work aboard. The ships have a fantastic new satellite technology now, but it wasn't that long ago that there was no Wi-Fi. You had to use a shared computer in an internet cafe and pay by the minute. Of course, many of the luxury and ultra-luxury lines are completely all-inclusive. The Wi-Fi, the beverages, crew appreciation, even shore excursions are part of the cruise fare. But on the mainstream cruise lines, what is the best bang for your traveling dollar? Can they make it easier for us? Of course, but at what cost? I think they've heard us now, and most cruise lines are offering some kind of package for internet, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, and sometimes the gratuities, and more. I've looked at a lot of these packages, both for my clients and for personal travel. The value really is in the eye of the beholder. You need to have a good, honest idea of what you spend and consume on board to make sure it's worth it. Because the cruise lines are smart, they are pricing the packages based on what they know their passengers consume. When averaged out, they're not going to lose money. They know their demographics. Let's see why Princess Plus is a good value, and of the major cruise lines, I find they are the most upfront with what the packages entail and why they benefit you. We'll dive deep, compare the two packages, look at a competitive cruise line, and finally break down what a day on a cruise looks like for me. Over the last couple of years, I've sailed with Princess 6 times on voyages of varying lengths using their Princess Plus and Premier packages, so I know what the value is over a longer period of time, not just a 7-day cruise. If there's still value there after the initial novelty of being on a cruise wears off, then it's a winner to me. Keep in mind that the first and second passengers must both have the same package in a stateroom. If you have a third or fourth passenger in your cabin, they do not automatically get the package, but it can be added by your travel agent or by Princess. Let's take a run through the packages, shall we? Now, remember that each person gets their own package, and we'll be talking about what each person gets, not the stateroom. Also, I'll note that these packages and pricing are for North America and Europe. There may be different pricing and inclusions for Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of the world. Again, check with Princess or your travel professional. The first thing you're going to notice is that starting on July 22nd, 2025, the price for Princess Plus is increasing to $65 from $60, and Princess Premier is increasing from $90 to $100. This is for cruises in 2026 and beyond. Additionally, and just to confuse things, Princess has set separate pricing for the Sun and Star Princess at $70 per day for Princess Plus and 105 days for Princess Premier. Again, this is for cruises in 2026 and beyond. If you are already booked for 2026 at the old rates, you stay on the old package inclusions and the price won't be increased on you. As the changes are revealed, you'll probably agree that there's no real advantage to upgrade from the 2025 Plus package to the 2026 Plus package, but perhaps from the 2025 Premier to the 2026 Premier. Again, contact your travel professional or Princess for details on that pricing. For the first change I'll draw your attention to is that Princess will now be charging $5 more per day if you add Plus or Premier to your cruise with less than 4 days or 96 hours to your cruise. Likely this is to offset people who are adding it using their onboard credits, so book early. There are no major changes to the beverage portion of the packages. They are different in the amount that you can spend per drink, and here's where you need to look at your own habits before deciding if it's Plus or Premier that's right for you. Plus covers drinks up to $15 and Premier up to $20. Most drinks on the menu are under $15, with the majority being between $10 and $13 last time I sailed. The exception to this is the better wines by the glass. They tended to be near $20 or slightly more. It's worth noting that if you're on Princess Plus and order a drink that is more than $15, you only pay the difference plus the 18% gratuity on that difference. So if it's an occasional glass of wine that might push you over, you should be okay on Plus. Princess Plus is capped at 15 drinks per day, and that includes non-alcoholic beverages, specialty coffee, and soft drinks. Princess Premier is unlimited beverages per day. One change Princess has made for 2026 is to break out the bottled water from the drinks and apply a limit of 12 500ml bottles per day of sparkling or still water. Like in the past, make sure you are getting the small bottles, otherwise you might be charged. It's also worth noting that Princess Plus and Princess Premier include the 18% drinks gratuity in the cost of the package. You don't pay per drink and you don't get charged that ahead of time. This is a very important factor when you compare these two packages to the free drinks package that other cruise lines offer. See the link at the top right-hand corner for 14 ways that cruise lines get more money out of your pocket, and that includes that little gem. Moving on to dining benefits, Princess Plus now includes 4 casual dining meals instead of 2. Not to be confused with specialty dining, these are venues such as Alfredo's Pizzeria, Kai Sushi, Ocean Terrace, O'Malley's Irish Pub, and more. As of the posting date of this video, the charge for these restaurants is $14.99 per person without a package for a 3-course meal. The big change for Princess Premier in 2024 was adding unlimited casual and specialty dining. This is really where the distinction of the Premier package is. These are venues such as Sabatini's, Crown Grill, or Catch by Rudy, among others. Cover charges at these restaurants are usually $55 per person plus an 18% gratuity on most ships, $60 per person plus an 18% gratuity on board the Sun Princess and Star Princess. The cost of specialty restaurants has increased from $39 to these rates over the past 2 years. If you're planning on eating at more than 2 of the specialty dining venues during a 7-day voyage, the Premier package is probably a great deal for you. Princess charges a one-time fee for OceanNow Delivery for passengers who do not have Princess Plus or Princess Premier. This means that the first time you use the Medallion app to order food or drinks, you'll be charged $14.99 USD. This is per passenger, not per stateroom. After you've been charged, you can order for the rest of the cruise without a charge. I'm not sure that if this makes Princess Plus and Princess Premier a better value or if this is just a case of nickel and diming your passengers. It's also worth noting that if you do not have Princess Plus or Premier and you order room service by phone, you will be charged $5 per order, even if you pay the OceanNow fee described earlier. Breakfast orders placed using the door hanger the night before are still complimentary, which is great news. The major change in terms of internet back in 2024 was the introduction of Medallion Max exclusively for Princess Plus and Premier guests. Medallion Max internet traffic will be prioritized, use the highest quality connection, which is probably Starlink. Princess Plus allows 1 device to connect at a time, and the Premier package offers 4 devices simultaneously. However, it's very easy to switch between devices from your phone to your laptop to your tablet, so you'll need to determine if the 4-device option is really worth it. It's also possible to upgrade to a 4-device package on board without taking Princess Premier. It may make more sense to do this than spend the extra $20 per day per person. It's only if it's the only thing that you really need from Premier. There are no changes to the internet portions of the plan for 2026. Finally, something brand new to tell you about for 2026. Depending on the length of your voyage, you will receive a shore excursion credit if you purchase the Premier package. This could be valuable if you're planning on taking a Princess excursion. You'll have to do your math and see if it's worth it for your circumstance. Both packages include your crew appreciation or gratuities for your stateroom attendant and for your dining room staff. This represents $17 per day for inside, outside, and balcony cabins, $18 per day for mini suites, and $19 per day for suites. The crew appreciation as part of a package is a major value compared to the other packages that most cruise lines offer. Finally, let's have a look at the extras that Princess Premier will get you to see if it's worth upgrading. The photo package is a nice touch for those who are interested. Our interest in ship photos has waned over the years. We've usually found that they've either stayed in folders forever on a shelf, but the unlimited digital downloads is a great perk. Princess Premier guests have a number of reserved seats in the main theater for production shows. Note that this is the main stage shows, not the guest performers or other events. These seats are released to the rest of the passengers 5 minutes before the show. On my most recent cruises, finding a seat wasn't an issue for the later shows. In this latest revision, Princess has opted to remove the unlimited juice bar, Princess desserts, fitness classes, and the Princess Prizes lottery game. I don't think many people will miss these, but if you do, drop a line in the comments and let me know if the change influenced your decision to purchase a package. There we go. That's the comparison between the two packages. But does it give you value? Let's have a look at that. We cover Princess Cruises extensively here on Tidal Horizons, so if you want to stay in the know, you can always give the video a like and subscribe, but also check the description of the video and subscribe to our newsletter. Need help planning your next Princess Cruise? Contact information is there too. Before we move along and look at the value that I find in Princess Plus during my most recent cruises, let's have a look at a comparable premium cruise lines prices for the individual components that make up the primary reason to get Princess Plus. Internet service, $35 per day, is higher than Princess's current price per day, which is $24.99. The gratuities for the competitive cruise line is for an inside cabin and is above Princess's current gratuity pricing of $17 for inside, ocean view and balcony, $18 for mini suites, and $19 for full suites. The competitor is currently charging $23 per day for full suites. Finally, at the time of recording, Princess doesn't offer a beverage package that includes alcoholic beverages outside of the Plus or Premier packages. The competitor here charges $89 per day for a package that includes drinks up to $10 and $109 for drinks costing up to $19, plus a 20% gratuity upon the purchase of that package. You can probably figure out who the competitor is and quickly do the math. Princess Plus and Premier are by far and away a better deal. Perhaps it has something to do with the differences in the passenger demographics, but I'm all in on Princess's packages here. Having taken Princess Plus many times and Princess Premier on occasion, I probably lean more towards Plus being the better value for me, although some of the perks with Premier were great. So let's see where the value lies for me on a typical day. This is obviously going to vary depending on how many port days versus sea days you have, but we're looking at an average for me here, no judging my alcohol consumption. I'm away on vacation. Gratuity, $18, can't and shouldn't get away from that one. If somebody goes above and beyond, a little cash and a good word on the server never goes wrong either. Internet, $24.99. I can't work or live without it, so there it is. Although I'm platinum with Princess, so that gets cut in half down to $12.49 for me. Now, don't forget that without Plus or Premier, this is not the Medallion Max we talked about earlier. Beverages. Well, I'm not a big drinker at home, but when I'm cruising and not working, I tend to have a little bit more. So let's start with coffee. I'll enjoy 2 cappuccinos in the morning. It's $10. A beer with lunch, another $10. Perhaps a frozen drink during the afternoon, $12. 2 glasses of wine with dinner. They're pretty small glasses, $28. Sometimes a coffee or a cocktail after the show. so we'll average that out and call it $8. Drinks would add up to $78.44 per day, including an 18% gratuity on the alcoholic beverages. This doesn't take into account any soda, extra coffees, or bottled water that I might take. Adding that all up, without Princess Plus, I would be paying $108.93 per day on average. It makes a really good case that the package is probably right for you. If you aren't an alcohol drinker, or one person is and the other one isn't, make sure you do your research and evaluate how many non-alcoholic drinks you might consume. They add up pretty quickly, and the Plus package can offer a better deal than buying a la carte. In this case, a couple of sodas, bottles of water, and coffee, along with your internet and crew appreciation, still makes Princess Plus an attractive deal. Even with the $5 price increase for the 2026 cruises, the Princess Plus package certainly would make the most sense for me and more than likely for you as well. The Premier package would be a great option too if I want to indulge a bit with my dining, and especially if I'm going to take an excursion through Princess. I'll be posting a separate video breaking down the value of Princess Premier soon. There you go. We've broken it all down, done the math for you. Now it's your turn to have an honest look at what you're going to spend and see what works best. If you need help planning or booking your next Princess Cruise vacation, reach out to us through the contact links in the description of this video. We'd love to work with you. Please take a second, like the video, subscribe to the channel so you get notified of the latest news and updates from Princess and other premium cruising brands. It really helps. Thanks for watching.